I don't care what the man did. I just want to be able to afford groceries. And he said he's going to drop prices so fast our heads are going to spin. Oh man, you liberals will just never be happy. He's only been president for a month. You just wait. Those prices are going to drop. I mean, I don't care if I have to pay more for groceries. I think it's patriotic to have to pay more for groceries. If you don't want to pay more for groceries, then you should just get out. I mean, who cares if the stock market is crumbling and almost every single item that I buy is going to go up 10%? It's not like anybody promised me prices were going to drop. Stupid liberals.
I thought you were kidding! I thought it was a joke! I even wrote it down in my diary! Veronica had a very funny joke today! I laughed at it later that night!
So it appears as though the regret is already starting for the Trump supporters, because tell me why. Back in 2016, I had a friend that I am clearly no longer friends with, and her mom started an argument with me in my Facebook comment section the day after Trump got elected back then, telling me, imagine how they felt when Obama was elected. And I said, oh, no, baby. And then I clocked her teeth. And let me just tell you guys, young Phoebe didn't play, because why was my first sentence, first of all, why are you 40 arguing with a 16-year-old? And second of all, while we're here, let me present to you all of the ways in which I know more than you. I say this all to say I opened my phone today and she has sent me an apology 10 years later. And it wasn't quite clear if she was apologizing for the lack of morality or for the fact that she was 40 arguing with a 16-year-old back then. But I politely let her know that maybe reconciliation isn't the best idea right now, because if she thought I was nasty back then, she really shouldn't try talking to me about politics in 2025. Is it happening? Are they seeing the consequences of their actions?
So it took everything in me not to point and laugh in the faces of coworkers this morning at the office who were all crying and bitching about how they've lost thousands or tens of thousands of dollars in the last 3 days in the stock market, because all of these voted for Donald Trump, and they like to rub it in my face when they won the election, trying to tell me that, like, hey John, you lost. And I would tell them, no, sorry buddy, I didn't lose, America lost. And it didn't even take a few months for them to realize that they lost by having Donald Trump win the election. You see, these people and MAGA Donald Trump supporters, the only thing that would ever make them realize what an incredible Donald Trump is for them to experience personal pain, personal loss. They don't care how much Donald Trump hurt other people. But now, because of these ridiculous bullshit tariffs, it's hitting their pocketbook. It's hitting their retirement. And now they're in a tizzy. Now they're pissed off. These people made this bed and now they're going to sleep in it. And that's what it is. Throw me a follow.
Seeing people regret voting for Trump is so annoying to me. I thought it was going to be kind of satisfying because it's like, I told you so. We all told you. But it's infuriating because we did tell you. We've been telling you. You had him for 4 years. You didn't realize that it was probably not a good decision. He told you exactly what he was going to do. Professionals said, hey, this isn't going to be good. This is going to negatively impact you. And y'all didn't listen. You still voted for him. We had so many celebrities, so many influencers out here saying, hey, vote for Trump, da-da-da-da. And now they're all backpedaling. And it's only because it's affecting you now? You didn't care that all these other minorities were being affected, but now that it's affecting you, now you care. Well, lucky for you, we're all just screwed now. So, that's great.
Do you remember when Trump said this? A lot of MAGA is pissed because their retirement, poof, gone overnight. And they're saying they regretted voting for him because now they can't retire. Or if they run businesses, they're toast. Don't worry though, you can just tell them that he's playing 5D chess. They'll get all that money back, even if they're 80 years old and they need that pension to live. Hopefully we'll get those Doge checks we're promised though soon, right?
In a stunning twist of irony, the very voters who championed Donald Trump's return to the White House are now facing the harshest blow from his own policies, from family farmers collapsing to small town businesses shutting down and factory workers sent home with pink slips. Trump's aggressive 2024 tariffs are sparkling a tidal wave of regret among his own base. Today we are break down how the red wave turned into red meltdown. This is the story of broken promises, shattered dreams, and MAGA tears. Now, let's just go back a little bit, just a few weeks or few months ago. Now, in 2024, DT returned with bold economic policies promising, the MAGA world that he's going to change, that he's going to bring like economy which is very strong, which is so powerful, which is going to make America great again. And he promised to protect American jobs and bring a manufacturer back home, which is the wider policy of creating jobs to wider Americans who are jobless. This was a stunning policy. This was the policy of DT, and this have attracted many MAGA people just to give their vote, because the guy has brought the policy that I've never brought with any other person, and the policy was so stunning, the policy was so amazing, to the extent where MAGA decided to give their vote. Now, this is what happened. What followed was a barrage of tariffs on imported goods, especially from China, Mexico, and even allies like Canada and the EU. So we've seen that tariffs are now the talking point of this administration, because now whether those who voted and those who didn't are talking about tariffs, because tariffs are affecting every American. That is the effect of tariffs, which are coming into action and causing trade wars between two giant countries like the US and China. So its effects, or what is happening right now, is affecting the wider range of Americans, and those Americans who are really trying to survive, who are really trying to support their family, are the ones that are suffering right now because of these tariffs. As we speak, it will be hard for people to afford even what they will be able to buy in few days back, because the tariffs. China also have the response to the tariffs that this administration have put it on them. So these weren't just a small increase, these were crippling levies on everyday goods, steel, aluminium, car parts, electronics, farming equipment, and even groceries. Now, this is punishing American consumer and businesses.
Trumpanzees, watching you guys tie yourself into knots, defending Trump as he tanks our economy, ruins the United States, makes us a pariah to the rest of the world, to me is like a clown funeral. Funny and sad at the same time. And it's analogous to me of somebody that goes to a doctor, a quack doctor, with a cough. And the doctor says, yeah, I can cure your cough. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut off your arms and your legs. And yes, it's going to be very painful for a long time. And you're going to suffer for a long time, many years. But at the end of those years, your arms and your legs will magically grow back. And they'll grow back even stronger. Yeah, that's it. That's the ticket. Yeah. And of course you believe it. Of course you do. Because you're a cult member. And you've been radicalized and weaponized. You're thinking with your emotional processes. That's called primitive brain. But you're not going to buy anything I'm going to tell you. But as Trump ruins the United States, as you watch Trump take away your social services, take away the social services that you paid into all of your life, and watching him do a giant rug pull on it so that he can funnel that money to his billionaire boys club, watching him tank the economy, watching him ruin the value and the full faith and credit of the US dollar on the world stage, that's huge. You need to investigate that. Watching him raise your taxes, watching everything that he's doing to hurt the regular people of this nation and help the billionaires. And mostly who is helping here is Putin. I heard somebody say Trump is fulfilling all of his promises, and I must agree. He's fulfilling all of the promises he made to Putin to sabotage the United States. And that's the fact, Jack. So at what point do you finally have to wake up? How much pain do you have to go through when the doctor starts sawing off your arm? No anesthesia. How many limbs does he get to cut off before you say, hey, maybe this isn't a good idea? I know you're going to be the limbless person in this scenario. So enjoy it, because you're going to get every fucking thing you voted for. And nobody deserves it more than you.
All you MAGA fucks got played. You thought that these tariffs were going to help the American economy, and you thought that the tariffs in the long run would help everyday Americans. It only enriched Donald Trump, and it only enriched his tech billionaire friends. How do we know this? The proof is in the pudding. The day before Donald Trump put a 90-day pause on these tariffs, he went on Truth Social and he told all you idiots who support him to buy. He said, now couldn't be a better time to buy. And then less than a day later, after Caroline Leavitt told the American people that Trump wasn't considering a pause, what does Donald Trump do? He puts these tariffs on a 90-day pause. And all the people that are around Donald Trump in his orbit had to have known about it. He's openly bragging about how so many of his friends became rich. He's pretty much telling the American people, I was able to do what I want because I have immunity. I was able to give tips to my friends. God knows how many tips he gave out. And we know this because we saw unusual activity within the stock market just minutes before Donald Trump made his 90-day tariff announcement. So we have market manipulation at a minimum. We have insider trading. This is clear and present danger and criminality. The American people are suffering for it. People around the world are suffering for it. Due stress everywhere. And Donald Trump doesn't give a shit because he only cares about himself. So let me tell you something. If you voted for Donald Trump again, and you still say today that you don't regret your vote, then you're a fucking idiot.
Did you guys hear about all the crying that was done today across the United States by the left? Marching and crying because they're upset that Donald Trump is making America great again. I'm sorry, guys, but that is the most foolish crap ever. Why was these people not marching when Biden was destroying our country? Why was nobody crying when Biden was sleeping on the freaking beach in the Hamptons? Where was these tears at then? You guys might as well get used to it. He is your president for the next 3.5 years. You've got 3.5 years to listen to what the American people are telling you and get it together. What you're doing now, it's not paying off, and it's not going to change the outcome of the next election. Start listening to the Americans that are telling you what is going on and what is wrong with the country. You can start by doing that instead of being so hateful, angry, judgmental, and harsh because someone believes differently than you. I hope you all have a wonderful Saturday night. We're fixing to get hit again with the storms here, so keep us in your prayers. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and God bless each and every one of you.
What I can say, these tariffs is to punish the American consumer and the businesses. This is how it is. So the American consumer, for example, if you are used to buy your iPhone at 1,000 US dollars, that's an example. If these tariffs goes into effect, you buy it at 1,500 because China is also imposing tariffs on the goods that are coming from the United States, and United States is also imposing tariffs on the goods that are coming from China. It means the production plants of most of the products that are used in the States are made in China. Even if it's not written there, most of the manufacturing companies most of those industries, they have their base in China, which is making those things you're buying at, you got it at cheaper price because the production cost is low than the way it may be in the state, because once you bring back the manufacturing plants in the United States, it's going to cost a lot. As I told you in the recent videos, that this the wage is totally different. Like, for example, the way Chinese are paid to make a product is totally different to the way Americans are paid, because the standard of the wage is totally different. So that will be the effect. Yes, you are bringing back the jobs in the country, which is a very nice thing. Everyone can be happy for that objective. Everyone can have, joy to see like zero unemployment. But right now, the effects will come to our daily life. The effects will come to our life we used to. Let me tell you, what you used to buy is going to increase. And what I have seen is that most of the products that are used in the United States are from China. So you guys tell me in the comment section how people are going to afford these products, because they are used to these products. Now, that was on a personal levels. Let me go to a business level, just like a small businesses. Now, the small businesses are mostly affected. Let me tell you, you are just there, you're planning to start your own business. Now you wonder where you're gonna get your product. Yes, you're gonna take your time and go to China. You fly, you take your flight, and you go to China. So once you reach in China, you found a plant or you found an industry there that is willing to do your work. For example, it's a product you are just want to introduce to American market. So if you get that Chinese industry that is going to do the work at a cheaper cost, okay? So you find in the States, it's gonna cost you more, and the raw materials are expensive. And what you do, you go to China to just find where you can get like the production cost which at low, okay, so that your product will be affordable to Americans. Now, if you bring your products in America, it will be affected by the tariffs, because now the country have put the tariffs on the products that are coming from China. So it means if your product was costing like $200, it's gonna double or triple. Depends on the tariff that is not on that product. Now, who is going to pay that? Is the consumer. So if, like, let's see in the context of small businesses, those small businesses, do you think they are going to afford to get the customer of their product while their products have tariffs on it? Do you think these people or these entrepreneurs who are still small entrepreneurs, are they going to be able to sell their products to the American consumer on the higher price that is different to what people are used to? It's kind of impossible, because let me tell you, the small businesses are based on the consumer. Okay, the consumers are the one that supports that small businesses. So the small businesses, they're gonna have a high production to their product, which is going to be very difficult to the consumer to buy those products. This is what we are seeing in 2025, because prices are going up, way up. Now imagine rural families, many of them are Trump voters, are now relying on food banks for the first time. Yes, for the first time. Because let me tell you, when we come back on these farmers, man, they take the first step to vote against their own interests, which is not normal. You guys, you should have considered. This happened past in 2017. It's also happening right now in 2025, where most farmers are going bankrupt. Okay, now, right now, as we speak, they are using their food banks, which is the first time to happen. It means those farmers, you've seen videos somewhere waiting for the government support, but government is no longer giving them the support. They have invested a lot of money in their project, hoping that the government will just help them to just increase their harvest or just expand their farms. But right now it's not happening. So this is a crazy thing to understand, how someone can vote against his own or her interest and find out that they did a mistake. It's a totally big mistake, because imagine you are hating yourself. Not only hating like others, like maybe having issues with the other people, like you don't want other people to rule over you, but also you hate yourself, because voting against your own interest is hating yourself totally. You hate yourself, because right now the effect is on you. The effect is on you. And the amazing thing is that right now you feel that you are regretting, or you have something in your heart that is pushing you to tell you that you did wrong. But when you've given a chance again, you might do the same. So what happened 2017, it happened 2025, it can also happen the coming years. So it's up to you guys, because it's your decision. So once you get effect, you feel it. So feel that effect of what you've done. You thought tariffs would protect American jobs. Turn out they are protecting nothing but corporate profits, while everyday Americans bleed money just to survive. This is so sad. This is so sad. So imagine you thought, oh, tariffs are going to protect our jobs. You're going to bring jobs in America. But you find out that you did wrong. All what you voted for is gone. All what you voted for is not going to happen, but is the opposite, because there are people who are getting profit from all these tariffs we are talking about. So you are getting nothing from it. Video are going viral of DT supporters crying, screaming in frustration as their businesses crumble. There is a woman in Texas who said, I voted for Trump and now my husband trucking company is bankrupt. I feel so betrayed. Let me tell you, there's no betrayal here. You guys, there is no betrayal. You're the one who betrayed for yourself. You're the one who chose all these things to happen to you. So if you are the one to choose, okay, you've given a chance. The guy have showed you what he's about to do. The guy have given you the chance to just, see what he's going to do. He released the project 2025, but you don't have time to read it. So now it's affecting you. You say you didn't know, and you think you betrayed. There's no betray here. You guys, it's you who decided of what you are going to do. But right now, it's affecting you. So there is no one to blame. You have to blame yourself, because you're the one who decided to do it, So people think that, I thought he's going to help us, okay? But we can't even afford to import screws anymore. You thought, okay, please, you should have done your research well before trying to do anything. Before trying to decide for what's going to happen in 4 years, you should have done your research well, so that you know exactly what you're gonna do. Not just, coming out and say, oh, DT. Yes, it's good, it's good to express your love and your option. It's your right to show it's your right to vote. And also voting against your own interest is your right. But what is very sad is that what you decided is also affecting other people. Is affecting the small businesses, is affecting also your family members, your friends. So, yes, it's your own rights to do so, but it's not your right to make someone else to suffer. Yeah. That's what I think. Tell me in the comment section, what do you think about these things where many people are losing their businesses and regretting what they did in the past elections. The very people who stood in long lines to vote for DT are now the ones losing their homes, businesses, and livelihoods. This isn't about left or right anymore. It's about reality. Tariffs don't just hurt China alone. They hurt the people DT promised to protect, and now they are realizing too late. DT supporters are publicly expressing remorse over their vote. Some have taken to social media to lament the consequences of DT's policies. You all know that many DT supporters, even not only DT supporters, many people are losing their businesses due to tariffs. All these things of people losing their businesses because of tariffs, it's really affecting a lot of number of people, from the entrepreneurs, from those young people who were trying to make it, but right now they're not able to do anything because of those tariffs. Right now, it's really a tricky situation to them, and that administration would supposed to help them right now is not helping them, which is making it worse. And coming to the consumers, they are the one that are affected. They are the one that are paying more, because even if those companies are getting those products in China, still the consumer is going to pay a lot of money. Yes, you're going to pay a lot of money. Those tariffs, it's you who is going to pay them. So it's a trade war between the two giant countries. We don't know what's going to happen. Let's see. Let's just see what's going to happen and believe maybe things are going to change. But remember, whatever you decide is going to affect you no matter what. All right, tell me in the comment section, what do you think about these things that are happening? What do you think about this episode? Let's catch up in the next one. Bye bye.